Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm creating some happy mail using Pinkfresh Studio, the Indigo Vines. Now it has been a while since I used this amazing washi tape, so I decided to grab it again and create a new card with it. Now although I had something in my mind, today's card ended up completely different to what I intended, and you will also see it with all the elements that I die cut that things changed while I was creating the card. Now first of all, I'm adding this washi tape onto Neenah. So making sure that I have the whole variety of washi, then it starts again afterwards. But this one will be die cut completely using the die, which is one piece for all of them. So you have all these elements all at once. So I die cut these elements and I also die cut some more just in case I had big plans, but as I said, everything's changed. Everything changed while I was creating the card. So the idea was this blue, and I know that it works with gold. So I thought using gold as well. And you will see that I'm using the Indigo Vines stamps, Indigo Vines Washi, the dies, and I thought this honey gold fitted perfectly. Now I also have this stitched scallop rectangles, and it's a fabulous die. It gives you 2 frames at once, and I thought with this golden frame that I could work and create something. So I wanted to frame out the frame with some indigo vines, and I just took my time. It's always nice to work in opposite corners, I find, so I fiddled a bit. I had no clue where this card was going, except that I wanted to do something like this and then use the gold. And many possibilities. The gold isn't off. I think it works, but I decided to go in another direction. So there are some incredible sentiments in this stamp set, and I wanted to use one of them on today's card. Now I decided to die cut the frame out of white and use a combination of white and gold. You know, the outer frame would be in gold, the inner frame in white. And I also wanted to play a bit with dimensions, so I was going to add a gold frame on a white frame and such. Now to not lose the placement, I decided to first add the white frame on top of my panel, which is an A2 sized panel, just like that. And once I did that and tried the layout again, I preferred the white over the gold, which might be strange because there will be a lot of white in this card. There is also white in the vines, so for a lot of people this will be too white, but I really liked it. So I decided to lay out those flowers again, contemplated about the gold, and you know what? Afterwards, I said to my fiance, like, I was going to use gold, but don't you think that the white is like impressive? And he said, I prefer the gold idea. Unbelievable. No, everyone can have his own opinions. And I'm really glad with the direction that I took, but I mean, the fiance, a bit of support, please. You know? From time to time, a white card or a cast card in several occasions can be really daunting, because you think, is there something missing? Will it be enough? And all those things. So you just want someone to say, hey babe, you did the right thing. Your decision was the right one. So I preferred the gold, wasn't helping. But I'm really glad with the white end result. I truly am. So I'm glad to show it to you today. And that's what I'm doing. So, you know, you see the difference here? It's so different. So I decided to start adding the vines where I like them onto the inner frame. So that was the idea, having my liquid glue all over. Now, one thing for sure, washi tape and glue, it's always a struggle, you know? It just doesn't want to stick immediately. but I wasn't sure about placement neither. So once I lifted up my frame, a few things moved, you know, and I was not happy about that. But we fixed it. We fixed it, no issues. So this one moved, the first, and then the other started moving, and I was so afraid that I was like, okay, now I'm first going to add more glue, going to trim off things and add more glue, because I need everything to stay this way. I like it this way. It needs to stay this way. So I trimmed off a few items, and then still contemplating, you know. I really wasn't sure about the white on white. Now I am, and I love to know your opinion, because I think that both are a possibility for sure. But what would you have done? I'm just curious, because, well, my original idea and my final decisions were a bit different. But yeah, here I'm securing the vines a bit more, because voila, it was as easy as that to get it off. So it's the washi. But I truly love the washi, and I don't make a lot of flower related cards because flowers are daunting for me. I love how this is colored in and they made washi from it. I also have the stamps, as you saw. I haven't used them yet because, well, again, daunting. But I truly love the washi. They give me this possibility to create a card like this and be happy about the coloring of the leaves, because it's beautiful. And someone really expertise did it. So I'm stamping out a sentiment here, just using some black ink. You can, well, if I would have done the golden frame, I would have maybe heat embossed it with gold embossing powder, you know? So again, many varieties of this card can be made, and you just do what your heart desires. Here I'm going to add the frame with my leaves on top of my panel. Happy to have the sentiment in place. And then of course I'm adding more frames on top of the outer frame. That's why I cut it out again with white. And I want to tuck some of the frames underneath the leaf, so I don't want the frame to overlap every leaf. I really love it when you can add images outside of the frame, you know? Or just overlap and then it looks more continuous. So I added this layer, a bit of fiddling there where I wanted the leaves to be on top. And then I decided to, well, just, there is already some dimension, but I decided to have some more dimensions, so I'm doing exactly the same once more, adding another outer frame. Like that, fiddling again, but I already knew where I was going to fiddle. And then I'm going to, well, this panel, you can stop here if you want to, definitely. I'm going to add it to a card base, but then I decided to add a bit more. So you might saw it in the past, but I have this crystal mix from Pinkfresh Studio as well. And I just decided to add a bit of the clear ones on top of this panel, really subtle. It's see-through, but you can also see that there is something more going on. So after contemplating where to add it, I used some liquid glue and my embellishment wand, which is truly a lifesaver when you're having embellishing things to add to your card. Because with your fingers, my fingers are quite thick, it's really hard to get it in place, you know? And liquid glue, it can get everywhere, so if you're not placing the embellishment onto the liquid glue, you might place your fingers in it, and that's not what we want, not at all. So just, it's handy. I also have a quick stick tool. That's the first thing that I got, and it was also wonderful. But once I saw the embellishment wand, I wanted to have it. I have the one from Studio Katia, and I just love it. I haven't used the quick stick tool. I haven't used it since I got this embellishment wand. I truly love it. Also, if you lose stickiness, I saw that Kathy Zilski said that you can just use your adhesive eraser that you might have and rub it on top of it, and that will give back the stickiness. So any trouble can be resolved. Okay, so now I'm adding those embellishments, and once those are on top, this card is completely finished. So I know that it's a bit different from the cute critters, but I truly love these washi tapes, and I hope you do too. I hope you enjoyed this video and the card that I made. I want to thank you all for stopping by, and I wish you an incredible day. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. I will get back to you, and I'll be soon back with some new crafting inspiration. Bye!